Okay, folks, just a quick one today. This is going to be a comparison to show the differences between the OTOFIX D1 Lite and the OTOFIX D1 Pro. And here you can see I've got them sitting on top of each other. You can see the size difference on the screen there. I'm going to show you a few differences in the software, like the speed of the auto scan feature, and also I'm going to show you some differences in live graphing. But first, I've got a chart here that I'll put up on screen that you can see all the differences between these two. So over in the left column there, you can see the Lite was released in 2001 and the Pro was released in 2002. I'm not going to name all these. You can pause this and read this chart for yourself. But just to point out a few of the differences here on the far left, because there are actually a couple of items on the D1 Lite that are a little bit better than the D1 Pro, but they don't really make or break the overall scan tool. So the D1 Lite is a 4-core, 1.5 gigahertz processor, and the Pro is an 8-core, 2.2 gigahertz processor. You can see the 2 gigs of RAM versus 4 gig, 64 of storage versus 128 gigabyte storage, 5800 milliamp hour battery to 15,000, Android 9 to Android 10, 7-inch to 10.1-inch screen. You see the resolution difference. And here's where I want to point out a few things. Both of them have 2.4 and 5.0 gigahertz dual band Wi-Fi, but the D1 Pro goes all the way up to wireless AC, whereas the D1 Lite only goes to wireless N. Not that it's going to make any much of a difference for the scan tool, but that is a difference. Also, the Bluetooth version, the D1 Lite has version 4.2, where the D1 Pro only has version 2.1. And then, of course, the D1 Lite uses USB-C ports, and one of them is an on-the-go port. But then, on the other hand, the D1 Pro has HDMI 2.0, and it also has GPS. And, of course, you got an 8-megapixel camera versus a 16-megapixel camera. And then over on the other columns, there's some differences in the software as far as, like, online coding and some guided functions and stuff. But if you'll notice, quite a bit of that is on vehicles. Not all of them, but quite a few of the vehicles that aren't sold in the United States. So depending what you work on, unless you're an Audi VW guy, for the most part, that doesn't mean a whole lot. To most people. And then, of course, there is the D1 Pro is compatible with the Autel oscilloscope and, of course, the endoscope. And then, of course, down at the bottom, you got the pre- and post-scan and Wi-Fi printing. Like I said, if you want to finish reading this in more detail, go ahead and pause the video. Okay, I've got the D1 Lite hooked up to my car. It's already connected, ready to go. And I want to show you the difference in auto scan. This is your typical auto scan on pretty much any brand of scan tool for the most part. You click auto scan and it'll connect with the vehicle, and then it's going to take its time and it's going to scan through all the modules. I'm going to speed this up so you don't have to sit through it, but once it's finished, I will put down on the screen the actual length of time it took to scan before I sped up the video. Okay, we're at 100%. I'll have to look at the editing software to see how long it took, but it was several minutes. I think you'll see the new D1 Pro is quite a bit quicker. But before we get there, okay, so we did the full system scan. Bear with me. I'm going to get over and look at some live data here. Okay, I've selected 3 different data PIDs here, and then we'll go show selected. I've got actual engine speed, oil pressure sensor pressure for variable pump, and fuel rail pressure set point. You see them changing when I hit the throttle. Put that on a graph. Put this on a graph. And we'll put this on a graph. So obviously the screen is smaller than the D1 Pro, so they don't fit on the screen as well. And you can zoom in and zoom out with these buttons here. Zoom out, we can zoom in. But that's what the live data graphing looks like on this tool. Now let's get the D1 Pro pulled up and we'll check out the same stuff. Okay, I've got those three pulled up on the D1 Pro here. We'll click on Show Selected. There's those three. I'm pretty sure they're the same as I had before. And then we will select a graph. I can just about get three graphs on the screen here. And I can go full screen on any one of them. Of course, we can change the color. So there's the live data on the D1 Pro. Now I want to go back and show you the full system scan speed of this tool. So we're going to go back here, go to Auto Scan, and we're going to click down here. We'll click Fault Scan. It's done. So the scan speed on this thing is incredible. And honestly, when you're flipping around from menu to menu or scrolling through or waiting for it to connect to the vehicle or gather data or reading this or doing that, this thing does feel much zippier. Don't get me wrong, both tools for the most part have about the same capability. This one seems to do it much quicker with ease. And when you're buying this tool, you're buying a bigger screen, more processing power, more computing power, a bigger battery. It's just a better all user experience with this than this. But don't get me wrong, this one, just a few years ago, to get the capability of this scan tool, you would have had to have bought in something like this or even more money. They're both excellent tools. It all depends on your personal preference, which one you would like the best. They're both very capable and they're both very well made. They both have the Autel software, which has long been proven. Personal preference. But those are the differences. And like I said, you can go back and look at that chart that I'd put up earlier to see all the specific differences for yourself. But other than that, guys, that's all I wanted to do was make a quick comparison between these two scan tools. That's all I've got for now. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.